The Chimpanzees of Happy Town by Giles Andreae. Now this is one of my favourite Giles Andreae books, and it's all about this chimp here on the front who's called Chutney. And it starts off in a place called Drabsville, and this is Chutney coming back on this boat here. There was a town not far from here called Drabsville, USA, where all the houses looked the same and all of them were grey. Oh, look at all the people. There were no parks to play in. There were no trees at all. And all the chimpanzees who lived there all felt very sad and small. And there they are. Ooh. Now Chutney was a traveller. He travelled far and wide, and he came home with a box one day which had a seed inside. He planted it and watered it and watched it slowly grow. Until one day the mayor looked down and shouted, "No, no, no!" From way up in his palace he had spotted Chutney's seed, and now he bellowed, "Chop it down, destroy that ghastly weed!" And when we look through this story, you'll notice that Chutney is always in colour and everything else is always in grey. You can't grow things in Drabsville, that's just beyond the pale. God sees that wretched chimpanzee and throw him into jail. So Chutney went to prison, where his cell was cold and bare, and the mayor left for his winter break to catch some country air. And as you can see, it's grey in the background, and then Chutney has still got some light, and this little yellow butterfly follows Chutney round. But meanwhile back at Chutney's house, the boy and girl next door said, "We must water Chutney's seed and make it grow once more." And with the children's love and care, it wasn't very long before the seed stretched out its shoots and grew up tall and strong. And Chutney from his prison cell looked out one day to see the leaves and flowers and branches of his own beloved tree. It gave him strength, it gave him hope, it made him happy too. And when at last they let him out, he said, "There's work to do. Chimpanzees, this town is dead. These streets are all the same. Let's celebrate our differences and make it fun again. Let's make our houses colourful, let's pull our fences down. And while we're at it, why not change its name to Happy Town?" The chimpanzees fell silent. These were stirring words to hear. "He's right," they said, "that Chutney's right," and they began to cheer. "I'm going to paint mine pink," one said, "that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to climb up on the roof and paint the chimney blue. My windows will look fabulous without those iron bars, and the walls will be a symphony of flowers and hearts and stars." Then Chutney stopped and looked up at the palace of the mayor. "The children need a place to play," he said, "let's build it there." So they pulled the palace down and built a playground with some swings, around about a rocket ship and loads of other things. "Let's have a party," Chutney said, "with yummy things to eat. There were sausages and ice cream, there was dancing in the street." Look, even the prison guards are happy, but there's somebody who's not. And everyone was happy now, except, of course, the mayor, who came back to his palace, but his palace wasn't there. "What's happened here?" he said. "Enough, God sees them, everyone." But the guards, of course, just laughed and said, "We're having too much fun." So they put the mayor in prison, where he settled in quite well, until one day the new mayor came and opened up his cell. Mayor Chutney said, "You see my tree? Well, now I hope you know that everything that we cut down will find a way to grow. And things will always blossom if we dare to set them free. It's no different for a little flower as for a chimpanzee." And look at Happy Town compared to Drabsville, where those poor chimps had to live before. Look how colourful and lovely it is compared to where they lived before. And what I really like about that story is it's not just about Chutney the chimp and the chimps growing. It can be about anyone, and it can be about you, and about setting people free to be different and do their own thing. And it also reminds me a little bit of Alma, that story, where they have the Alma's Day parade. Thank you.